Hello and welcome back to another day in the woods, where you are joined with me from the future, kind of, because the videos that precede this I've already filmed and it happened last week. But we're actually on a new phone, so let me know what you think about the quality of this camera. Apparently this is a bit more zoomed out now, so you can actually see me a bit more. I think normally it's like this, so that's quite nice. But I'm making this video kind of to do a couple of things. One, update you guys on what's happening with the vlogs, because obviously we used to post twice a week, then we well, actually I started off posting once a week, then we went to twice a week, then we posted 6 days a week, and then we went back down to 2 days a week, and it's been a bit all over the place. And I'm sure a lot of people, especially those who don't watch all the way to the end, will kind of miss what's going on. So now that I've had a bit of a week to figure things out, I thought I'd update you guys on what's happening. Now, as I'm in the future, kind of, I can't go in the house and show you what we've done because I've made quite a bit of progress in the next couple of vlogs. So I think we're actually going to go for a little bit of a wander through the woods before it starts chucking it down. But as I said, the primary goal of this video is to give you guys a little bit of an update on things and talk about how much has actually changed in the house. But first and foremost, the vlogs will now be posted on Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday and Sunday. If I can get a couple of like extra smaller vlogs out or something like that, then I might post those on like a Thursday or a Friday, just as like bonus videos. But those 4 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday at 6 p.m. is when the new vlogs will now go live, because Jess is obviously gone back to work now. Lilia is in nursery for 2 days a week and a half day, but the half day is literally like a couple of hours, so I can't really get a great deal done. As I say, if I happen to film like a short vlog in those days, and I'll post like an extra bit here and there, I don't know, we'll see how things go. And then Saturday and Sunday, so they're like the 4 days where I have a little bit more freedom, give or take like work and stuff like that. They're the optimal days for me to film videos, which means I can only post 4 days a week for the time being. Now Lilia is supposed to go up to 3 days a week when they have space for her, but right now they're fully, like, I don't know what the term is, like they've got too many kids, so they can only have her for half a day on Thursday, which is very bizarre to me, unless they have a kid that comes in halfway through the day on a Thursday. I'm not entirely sure how it works. But regardless, they're the only 4 days. So there's a couple of things when it comes to the house where progress will slow a little bit, because obviously I can't work on the house every single day of the week, and I won't be able to do that anyway for like financial reasons. Like, as you'll see as this week unfolds, we've had to, well, we didn't necessarily have to, but we ended up spending a fair chunk of money on making progress in the house and getting the house in line. But it's kind of put a little bit of a delay on things. So it's kind of good for me in the sense that obviously I can't just throw money at the house every day. I don't have like unlimited pockets. I've been very, very fortunate to have the generosity of you guys helping me out with the house, whether that's through watching the vlogs, commenting on the vlogs, sharing the vlogs, liking the videos, going over to Patreon to go subscribe over there, supporting the merch, and or going to the GoFundMe, which was absolutely bonkers. So just a massive thank you to everyone who went over to GoFundMe. Honestly, the difference you made, you have no idea. But I do think it's important to take a break and assess what we've kind of done here. As I've had a little bit more free time as of late, because I've just been like looking after Lilia, it's given me a lot of time to like just sit back and process how much we've actually done. Because when you kind of walk through the house, especially when you're doing this every day, it's hard to recognize what you've done when it's just all stripped back and it's like completely bare, and it looks like we've just demolished the house and not really done anything. But you've got to cast your memory back to 2 months ago, when we started like the daily vlogging and we moved into here, that we actually had a digger. Like, we hired a digger, we dug up completely dug up a trench, we hit the oil line, had to replace the oil line, we laid services down all the way through the garden from the house up to the garage. We hit more kinks in the road when it came to that, and we had to add a service chamber in, which I wasn't expecting to do. And then we obviously put taps everywhere, garden taps, and they had to be double check valves to ensure that the gunk from the outside didn't get back into the pipeline, because that is actually illegal. So we had to have double check valves everywhere, and we were all hose and then accommodated stuff for the the caravan because we needed water in the caravan, and there was just like so much in just the first week of being here that is often forgotten because it's all covered over now. And granted, it's hard to forget what's happened to this garden because it looks so different from when we first did it. But yeah, like we started this off, and I think looking back on it now, I think it probably cost the best part of £1,000, if not a little bit more than that, just to do the trench. It was so expensive because obviously digger hire, all of like the 50-meter. Did you guys hear that? What was that? I think it's they're not deer, are they? What are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, but you have to think about like the 50-meter lengths of stuff we put in the ground. Like the Ethernet was probably the cheapest part of it, but we bought ducting, the blue water pipe that we ran in the ground, the SWA armored electrical cable that runs from the house down up to like up there. We ran 50 meters worth of oil pipe, which is like copper. We had a plumber, not a plumber, he was a boiler technician who came in and serviced the boiler, as well as like fitted some of the oil pipe as well for us. Like a lot happened in the very first week, and like so much money just got spent on the trench part alone. And the whole point of that was just to get the hookup at the top, because we knew we were going to be spending so much time with the caravan, and obviously ended up living out the garage. So like that in itself was just such a crazy thing that it's just so easily forgotten. Especially, like I said, when you're here all the time, you kind of get used to how things are. And granted, there are trees falling in my garden currently because I chopped them out and I just never moved them. But the garden being cleared out, like it's just mad the progress we've made. I thought I would dip my head into the woods to see if I could find out what was making the noise. And I'm fairly confident in saying that it was a munkjack, which you do see here quite regularly. I've just never heard one make that noise before, which was quite interesting. But as I was saying with the house, like before we even got started in the house, the fact that we had to spend so much money on the trench is just mind-boggling. Like so much work went into that, and I'm so grateful for like Tom Upton, who came down and helped me out. And to be fair, all the friends that we've had come down recently, or like over the last couple of months to come and do things, it's crazy. It's funny, they say like, oh, you find out who your real friends are when XYZ happens. But just the sheer amount of people that have reached out and offered to come and help, it just boggles my brain. Like Brittany and Martin come down like every weekend, every other weekend, to just come and do bits with no expectation of anything in return. They just are happy to come down and help. And I don't think we would have made nearly as much progress that we have so far without people coming down. So we are eternally grateful for all the people that have come and helped us. But you know, it's funny to think back, like shortly after we did like the trench, you know, the focus was to do the house and stuff, and then obviously we found out that it was like infested, and we went through a crazy process of completely debugging the house. What's the term I'm looking for? It's not debugging, is it? It's fumigating. Went through a crazy process of fumigating the house. And the reason you've not seen me or heard me talk about like the fleas in that situation, because we genuinely haven't seen any. It's been ages since we've actually seen any fleas whatsoever. Benjamin's bites are also getting a lot better, which could be down to a few things. It could be the fact that the fleas have gone, because we weren't really sure if it was like fleas that were biting him or as mozzies. I want to lean towards saying it was mosquitoes and mozzies, because he had the bites before we moved here. Like he was getting them at the bungalow and at school. He was getting bitten at school when we at the old school, because it was like, I don't know if it was in the countryside or whatever the case was, but yeah, he was getting bitten there as well. And sometimes I forget that we had to fumigate the house. We smoke bombed the house, completely gutted it, ripped out all the carpets and any kind of fabric, smoke bombed the house, and then we sprayed it. And it seems to have worked an absolute treat on the house, just because we haven't seen any in so long. But now we're going for a little bit of a wander in the woods, a whole family adventure. I've brought the hedge trimmer with me just in case I need to cut anything that's a little bit too high. But we're just kind of making our way through. And I don't think I've actually brought you into the woods before and showed you around. Not that it makes much difference where I am because it all looks the same. Whether I'm here or here, there's a very little difference at all, so you really can't tell. Although we do come across landmarks, like when I came here with James, I remember this bucket, so I have a rough idea of where I am. Where I'm stood currently, there's about 3 trees. I mean, they say you shouldn't stand under a fallen tree, but this one, this one, this one, and this one, all fallen, and they're kind of holding each other up. But yeah, that is the view that I made of just looking up and having the trees and the sky above you. I kind of do wish it was blue skies today, but no. God, there's just so many fallen trees here. That's a nice tree. I wonder what kind of tree that one is. AI tells me that is indeed an ash tree. It's crazy to think that I actually came through here like a month ago with James, and the nettles were like impassable, whereas now they're proper died down and you can really walk through the wood without much trouble at all. Just stumbled across an area with absolutely loads of holes, potentially a fox home. Maybe. There's a lot of scrap metal over there as well, actually. Quite literally in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to even recognise where the house is, but at least we know it is that way in some regard. I'm pretty sure a long time ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago now, I made a vlog where I revisited the woods. And right here, I'm pretty sure I did a live stream. I think I climbed a tree, had some lunch and did a live stream here. It's hard to say, but it looks fairly... yeah, I recognise this area. There's a random hard hat over there as well. We're exploring now the top of the hill and come across this tree, which is just, it just screams climbing tree. I would love to climb up there. Maybe another day though, when I don't have the entire family with me. Well, I couldn't resist. I am now in my natural habitat, up a tree, where I've actually just noticed there's a rope tied to that branch. God knows how long that's been there. I can't wait to be like fully settled at the house so we can just enjoy the woods, make dens, teach the kids to climb trees, and just generally speaking, just make this an incredible adventure area, because that's all I did as a kid. Climb trees, explore, and just have fun. As I said, we want to finish, like, do the paddock and turn it into like a kid's play area, but I want to put like an archway and a walkway into the woods. So no matter what your age is, like, it'll have like a nice cleared out path, walkway through the woods. Maybe, I don't know if I'll go as far to put chippings all the way through it, but line it with the fallen trees so it's like a nice wooden like walk path, so you can walk through. But even then, like, the kids can climb trees and make dens wherever. You don't need to go through the wooden path. But yeah, I can't wait. I have likely talked about this before, but from this tree here to probably that tree there in the background, all of this here is going to be like a kids play area. Obviously I'm going to clear all of this out, and then back there there's like a nice square like open section there. I want to put like a log cabin as the like next big project once we're finished with the renovation and we're all settled. Obviously have the kids play area, but I want to build like a tiny home, like log cabin build over there. It's probably not going to be super aesthetically pleasing. I will try my best. We'll have to come up with some ideas, or it's like taking like fallen trees from the woods and try and like outside the building, like cladded it up, like using actual wood from the woods. But I would love a really like natural place there. So we can actually have guests, when guests come over, they've got somewhere to stay, and then when they're not staying in it, we can use it as like a garden room / office, work out there. If the kids are ever playing here, like in the summer, we can see them from being up here, and just be like a nice, almost like a home away from home. We went to a glamping show today, and we were speaking to some people, and there were talks about people have set up like these log cabin pods in their gardens as like a place for kids to play, and then eventually they sold it, bought some land, put a new log cabin on it, built like a new like little log like pod, and then they sold it as like an Airbnb, and they used to do it £300 a day for every day of the year. They were sold out for a full year. I think they went on Dragon's Den and stuff. £300 a day for a year. Imagine that. Like, imagine if we set up like a really lovely Airbnb log cabin completely off grid away from the home, so you could pull up, like park there, because that playset won't be there. Take a pathway down to the log cabin. It's segregated from the garden, because we'll obviously put new fencing in and stuff, and even maybe a hedge so it's completely separate. And then you could literally put like an Airbnb here. I honestly think people would love to stay here, because so many people who come up and visit, it's like a dream. We had friends come down and camp here, and it's just, to wake up to this is amazing. And if you were right there, with like a hedge line around it, so you don't see the house and like all this stuff. It'd literally be like a log cabin in the middle of the woods. It'd be so nice. Such a cool idea. But now we're back at the house. Let's remind ourselves what we've actually done to it. I think with the exception of the trench that we did here, changing the water mains may be the biggest thing we've done to this house. Or at least one of the biggest challenges I took on doing this house. Like changing the stop tap, doing it live, which so many people are like, why don't you just turn the water off to the house? One, it would have killed water to 3 properties that are up here, because there's one big one over on a field. We've got obviously neighbors, our house, but we just don't know where the stopcock is. It's down, I was told it's in the wood down by the road, and we've looked and looked, we just cannot find it anywhere. But yeah, changing that stop tap over live is like something that I feel like you'll only ever experience once. I've spoken to some other people who have done like really big stuff and plumbers who have done it in like in a really big estate and stuff where like a really big water mains pipe is gone, and the pressure that come out of them is crazy. I think I got off light with mine. Don't get me wrong, I did flood the house ever so slightly. It wasn't that deep, but enough water to flood the entire ground floor is more than enough for me. But after that, like ripping out the bathroom and completely refitting that downstairs bathroom is just, the transformation in there is crazy. I'm so grateful again, like I can't say enough. Friends who have come down to help. James drove 2 hours to come down here, help me rip out a bathroom, and then drove back home. It's just mind-boggling. Like I'm so grateful. But yeah, we completely ripped it out. I still have the cast iron bath. Not a clue what to do with it, to be perfectly honest. So many people have said that we should use it as a planter in the garden. We actually went to that glamping show today, and we actually saw someone who had a cast iron bath, and they turned it into a hot tub. So it had like a log burner hooked up to the waste pipe, and then it just keeps the water hot, and turned it into like an outdoor like hot tub, which is pretty cool idea, to be fair. I don't know if we could do it with this one. Like obviously the aesthetically pleasing ones are the roll top ones, and obviously that isn't a roll top bath. But yeah, I'm trying to remember, like that room felt so cramped and small because obviously it had the sink, the toilet, the bath in it, all fixed into the wall with tiles and woodwork everywhere. And then we took it all out, ripped up, like literally dug up the floor. James, the plumber James, actually came down and helped me take the soil pipe out of the ground, the clay soil pipe, and fit a new one in. We built a soil stack in there. Then I ended up digging up the entire floor and putting a concrete pad in with the help of Mark and my mom and my sister who came down, whilst Alex and Max and Brittany and Martin were like hammering away at the garden. And now it's like a completely different room. You can't even recognize it from where it was to begin with, let alone what we've obviously done upstairs and the bathroom upstairs, which I'm telling you, this week's of vlogs coming up, oh my god, it's changing so much. We're actually getting to the point now where we're building new things in the house, and it feels bizarre. Like, as I said, like when you walk through the house and you see it all ripped out, it's hard to tell how much has changed. But when you start seeing the new stuff go in and you walk into a room, it's like, oh my god, it looks so different already. Don't get me wrong, it's only small things so far, but in the space of a couple of weeks, before you know it, the room it'll start to feel like a proper bathroom, which is an undertaking on itself. I remember thinking, like months leading up to taking this place, the idea of putting the bathroom upstairs, and whether it was even doable or how possible it was going to be, if I had the skill set to even attempt it. And so far so good. Like, we've had no leaks. The water pipe work has been perfectly fine. The soil pipe stuff is working. I'm yet to try the toilet in there, obviously, but I have no reason to believe why the soil stack wouldn't work. Like, it's just the transformation of that room is really been eye-opening to what is possible. I've said it so many times, like in the vlogs, that if I can do it, you can do it. Because believe me, we all started somewhere. So many people, like especially when I used to show them the bungalow, like, oh, you've done this before, like, are you a tradesman or something like that? And I'm like, no, I just self-taught, learn how to do it all myself. And no different, like I just watch YouTube, University of YouTube, learn how to do something, and then I give it a go myself, and it works for me. And then of course you obviously have to get the professionals to check it over, especially with stuff that's going to be like under floorboards where you're not going to access it necessarily all the time, or you know, the water mains was something that I definitely need to get checked. But there are aspects that you obviously want someone to check over things. But I've had multiple plumbers and electricians now tell me that everything that I'm doing is perfectly fine, and we're just good to keep on going with things. It's mad. But the kitchen is something that I am really looking forward to doing. That's probably like, I think I'm looking forward to doing the kitchen more than anything else in the house. Don't get me wrong, the bathroom will be very nice to have, like a bath, a shower, you know, toilet, sink, all in one room with like brand new flooring, walls and ceiling and so on and so forth. But once we get the kitchen done, that will transform the house. It'll feel like such a different space with the kitchen, because Haley and Tom, who came down to help me take a couple of tiles off the wall, yeah, oh my lord, it ended up, I can't say I ever expected the kitchen to get stripped to the way it is now. But in many ways, I think the realization with this place is that, yeah, it's probably going to have to go back to brick. In most cases, it will have to go back to brick, but I know that everything I'm putting in is fresh and could probably last another 100 years. I mean, I say that, but like materials nowadays are nowhere near as good as they were back in the day, which is probably why this has stood the test of time, to be honest. But yeah, today is one of those rambling video days where I just chat and give you guys a bit of an update. I needed to throw this update about like when I'm posting vlogs. I needed to do that before the week commenced, really. Like, it's a fresh week. I can, like, the vlogs are back and you guys know exactly when they are, because so many people have no idea when I'm posting videos. And I don't know if that's affected the video so much as anything else, but I've had people ask me like, oh, when are the vlogs, like when's the next video going to be? Everyone's in this kind of limbo space, whereas now we have a kind of a set schedule of when videos are going to be. It would make a lot of sense to do like Monday to Friday, kind of like EastEnders, or you know, Coronation Street or Emmerdale, or you know, these TV shows that people are used to tuning into every single day at the same time. You know when it is going to be. But I think Tuesday, Wednesday works for me, because I still have Mondays off, and then Saturday, Sunday again works for me. I mean, to be honest, I could post Monday to Friday. It wouldn't really matter too much to me when I post them, but I need that extra fifth vlog. If I can figure that out, then I might actually change the vlogs again to Monday to Friday. Be interested to know, if you have got to this point in the video, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Like, what are the best days you prefer to watch the videos on YouTube? Obviously on the analytics I can see the behind the scenes, and I can tell when my audience is on YouTube and when people are watching the videos the most. So it gives me a good like rule of thumb of when to post. But it's always nice to see some feedback in the comments down below, so let me know what you think. There is one last thing I'm going to leave you with before I wrap up today's vlog, and I'm going to need my tripod for this. This is one of the new cool features about this phone, where you can do picture in picture. I don't know how this is going to look when I edit it. Might not even use this clip, but yeah, I'm going to put you on a tripod because this is the new clothing line, the new drop. So it's Life in the Woods with Wild Rabbit and the Forest Fox, Life in the Woods. It's a really nice t-shirt. Again, like I've said this a gazillion times, my clothing is not so much about making lots of money and tons and tons of profit, because it really genuinely doesn't make me a lot of money at all. It's just about good clothing that I like to wear, that you know, hopefully other people enjoy as well. And since we've moved into the woods, it was very fitting, I thought, to make a Life in the Woods merch. It has taken me a long time to get the design just right to how I want it. I have been squirreling away, for lack of a better term, in Illustrator, trying to piece this thing together, and it has been, yeah, stressful times. I actually come up with this design, but there's just something about it that it's missing something. I don't know what it is. I like it. I like the concept for it, especially like the house design. I do like it, and I like that it's like colorful, which I got a lot of feedback from already about colorful designs. People would like some colorful stuff, but but yeah, I think it's just missing something. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. It's just not quite right. Whereas this felt right to me. I don't know. I really liked it. And to kind of compromise on the colours, I ended up coming up with these, which is like essentially like a two-tone colour effect. Is very like trendy at the moment to have it like that. I've seen all sorts of designs where it's like that. I think I'm pretty sure Tom does some stuff that's very similar to that as well. But yeah, two-tone seems to be the direction that people are going in, and follow the trends and all that. I can't say I'm necessarily going to like wear the pink one, but Jess really likes it. There are some final tweaks left to go before we properly launch it, but I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. At the moment, we obviously only have the t-shirts, but if you would like to see it on a hoodie or a crew neck or something like that, let me know in the comments down below. The reason I'm putting this at the tail end of the vlog rather than right at the beginning is because it's not ready to be launched just yet. This is the final sample. I am really happy with placement and how the design is and things, and I've already shown it to some people, family members, and everyone says it's a really nice t-shirt. So I'm pretty happy to launch it. There's just, as I say, some tiny tweaks I need to make, and then pick a date for it to go live, and then I'll let you guys know. You can head over to orionwhittle.com and pick yourself one up. I do want to make a hoodie. My handcrafted hoodie that you see me wear in a lot of the vlogs is one of the nicest hoodies I own. I genuinely love that hoodie so much. So I do want to get this design on a hoodie as well, because that is such a nice hoodie. I can't stress this enough. I know it's hard to say because it's obviously super biased because it's my clothing. But the clothing is genuinely so comfortable. It's so good. It's hard wearing. You see me do DIY in it all the time. Haven't had any like frays, haven't had any holes like created, and I've walked into nails and all sorts of stuff. The design stays fresh and it's been washed multiple times. Sometimes I'm not even as careful to hang my clothes, and I just throw them in a tumble dryer and just tumble dry with everything else, and they still retain the design. So honestly, hand on heart, really good quality stuff. I'm just maybe people aren't super keen on my design ideas. I do tend to lean a little bit more towards like the skatery-esque type designs, just because that's like, in fact, it's not even just that, it's like very niche to me. Like, not everyone is a gardener, for example, so maybe you buy the gardening t-shirt or a handcrafted t-shirt where it's like DIY renovations. You know, maybe you can't see yourself wearing it because that's not something you do, whereas for me it makes complete sense. Like this one, whilst it is life in the woods, I think it could be branched out to a little bit more like exploration, like, you know, exploring type people. Sorry, I just seen a mouse run by over there. So yeah, let me know your feedback on the clothing. I'd really appreciate feedback. It's a family started business that we are like trying to slowly but surely work our way through. Hopefully reinvest the money into getting some proper designers, because I am not a designer, which is probably doesn't help the clothing at all. This is just all from the top of my brain, trying to figure out what would look nice or what I would personally like to wear. So yeah, hopefully we can keep on growing and reinvesting into it, and it's something that Jess could really take her hands to. We've got some really cool ideas of some other things, with like the CNC machine, the 3D printer, Jess's embroidery and things, where it's going to be more custom stuff, like which we will talk to you about soon, whether that's in a vlog or via Patreon probably first. But yeah, anyway guys, I'm going to wrap up today's vlog. I'm sorry for like the long-winded random ass video that this is, but as I said, it's a good turning point now that we've got the house mostly ripped out now, and it is basically getting to a point where it's just putting new things into it, and we're starting to really progress upwards with the house. I thought it was a good middle ground to actually look back at what we've actually achieved so far, because we've been going for 2 months and it doesn't really feel like we've done a great deal, but you know, when you compile it all down and think about it, we have done a lot. So yeah, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, shout out to the guys over on Patreon and all the guys who have brought the merch. Really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, much love, bye bye.
This is funny. You fool.